we've got the date, the yearly revision, Whitney's kiss, I am David, all under one another. And last but not least, we've got this piece of paper, which is your breakdown. Okay, and if you have a look at it, it says Term 1 novel. And if you go across, it says 7M, Whitney's kiss. Plot, important events, important characters. You with me? Then Term 2 novel, go across again, 7M, I am David. And it says Chapter 1, setting / background, character sketches and themes. Right? So that's what we're looking at now. So we're going to be drawing 2 tree maps. One for Whitney's kiss, one for I am David. Right? Yes. With me. So get a ruler. There are 4 points under Whitney's kiss. We're going to start with Whitney's kiss. So you can keep your page portrait if you want, or you can turn it landscape. Completely up to you. Right? So I'm going to leave a line and continue to the middle and write Whitney's kiss. Underline it. And go with events. And underline that one more time, and then with my long line. Okay. And there are 4 points here. Now, we're looking at the major events that take place with the major characters, okay? It's important to remember that our main characters are Whitney, Lucky, and Mrs. Pillay. We've completed character sketches for all of them in Term 1. Right? So, Whitney's kiss events. The very first and most important event in this novel. You open the book, it's the first thing they're talking about. What do you think it is?
Whitney gets her first kiss.
First kiss. Okay, what is important to remember about this first kiss is where it happens. So, where does this kiss take place? Natalie? Well, it's not a shed. We prefer the word storeroom because it's not a little freestanding Wendy house like we have on the field. It's more of a concrete building with a deck on top where they can view the entire sports going on. So it's a storeroom. Who walks in? Mrs. Pillay. So we need to remember that. This is the easiest for you guys to remember. Right. So we've got first kiss, we've got storeroom, we've got Mrs. Pillay. That about it? Yes, that entire event. So, we continue on and we know that Mrs. Pillay phones Mrs. Sotelo, they have a conversation. Whitney kind of gets into trouble, but it's not as much trouble as she thought. We learn about Whitney's relationship with her father, how they grew apart. All of this is non-important information. It's unimportant. We don't need to remember it right now. Okay? Going further, Lucky sends Whitney a note asking her to meet him somewhere. Being, can anyone remember Normazi?
Is it I don't know, Vodacom
container, Vodacom container. Right?
That is not
Okay, so we've got the Vodacom container, right? Vodacom container. While she's there, she's chatting with Lucky, not really important, you know. She gets her money and eventually phones her mother, and then she finds out some important information. Tobeka.
Her father was right.
Her father had been hospitalized. Okay? Her father had been hospitalized. Now we're going to group this all together because we've got father hospitalized. She goes to the hospital. She visits her father. father. What does she find out? Okay. Oh. Keratitis. Okay, so we're going to say HIV, AIDS. Remember, it progressed to AIDS. Who wants to tell me how he acquired it, Sumishka? Okay. He helped an injured man and not wearing gloves. Yes?
There's only 3 points, right?
No, there's one more. Not wearing gloves, but sadly, Whitney's mother doesn't want anyone to know, so what does she ask her to do, Natalie? So she wants her to keep it a secret, and the secret is cancer.
Miss, at the time, wasn't cancer a feared disease like HIV?
It wasn't as feared because people at that time believed that the only way you could get HIV was from being unfaithful to your partner, whereas they knew that cancer was more natural causes. So you were less likely to be discriminated against if you had cancer than if you had HIV. Right. All of this happens, and in this time, she tells her friends, my father has cancer, all of this, and her father passes away. Okay? We're not putting that down. He passes away, and she attends his funeral. While she's gone, she finds out the secret is revealed. So that's where we're going to go to secret revealed. Okay? Her secret is revealed. Who tells her secret? Who did she decide had told her secret, Zaya? Okay? We're not putting that down. It was just a little bit of information. So where does she go? Do you remember where she goes off to? Kiratilu?
She goes to Lucky's house.
Okay. She goes to Lucky's house. Okay? At Lucky's house, she finds out the truth. The truth being that Lucky told Zola, Lindiwe's older sister. Okay, Lucky told Zola. You could go on to say he told Lindiwe, but we get the point. We're not trying to write out everything that happened. We're just trying to get out the main points. Okay? Secret revealed, she ends up at Lucky's house. The truth is that Lucky told Zola there's a physical altercation. Whitney slaps Lucky on the cheek, and he retaliates by pushing Whitney over. She falls, she knocks over the bin. What does she find? Let's see who hasn't turned Taslima.
A letter from Lucky's past girlfriend saying that she has HIV.
Okay, and she makes the decision that Lucky is HIV positive. Okay, she finds the note, and it basically alludes to the fact that Lucky is HIV positive, right? And as she goes running, and where does she end up? Mrs. Pillai's house, and Mrs. Pillai chats to her and all of that. And then Mrs. Pillai inspires her to write a speech. Okay, let's go. What does she discuss in the speech? Okay, she discusses HIV, her status, her father's status, all of that in between. Values, decision making. Right? Anything else, Mrs. Pillai? Right, and that brings us to the end of this one. There's one more. Okay? That brings us to the end of this map. Either you are going to continue below your map that you did for Whitney's Kiss, or you are going to turn to a new page. We are looking at a tree map for I Am David. So leave a line or begin on a new page. In the middle, I am David. Okay, and that is the only main heading, right? The first thing we're going to look at is our characters. Nice and easy, nice and simple. No, we don't have to look at the unimportant characters because remember we're only looking at chapter 1. Only looking at chapter 1. So the very first person we meet, our main character, straight off the bat, his name is in the title, is David. Okay? No. Okay. So we've got David. And then we meet our secondary character. He's also quite important. He sets off all the action in this novel because if it wasn't for him, David would still be living in a concentration camp. Karatirwe, the man. Remember to put his name in inverted commas. Right, who else do we meet in chapter 1? So this is the chapter where David finds his bundle. He's running all the time. He encounters some sheep and shepherds, but we don't really learn much about them. Who else?
The Italian sailor.
The Italian sailor. Okay, the Italian sailor. Those are the only 3 characters of importance in this particular section. You must note that we have done character sketches for David and the man. Those 2 are extremely important. Look at your character sketches. Right? Next, we will look at the setting, which is very simple. Where does the story start? In the camp. Okay, we know our story starts in a concentration camp where the man helps David to, and this will bring us to our third point, the escape. Right? Where the man helps David to escape. Now, if you look at the escape, the first thing I've just said is the man helps him. Right? That's important to remember. How long does he have to escape? You can remember. 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds. Is there anything else important about this escape? The answer is yes, right? But I want to see if you can figure it out. So simple. Not the bundle. Okay, we're talking about before he's even climbed over the fence. The man says something really important to him, saying to him that this time is meant for, okay, something. Think. Right, are you sure, Kisa?
The man told David that he may not take anyone with him because his time is meant for him and him alone.
He had to go alone. Nobody was going with him, right? So the man, 30 seconds alone. Right, that's our important information about the escape. Okay, the bundle that comes after this escape, it's a subsequent action of the escape. Yes, Sisipo.
The sign.
What? The sign where the electricity gets cut off, okay? So the man helps David to escape. He has 30 seconds, he has to go alone and he has to wait for the electricity to be cut off. So, signal. The way it's spelled. Can you remember? There's two directions, right? What are they?
Head milk until, not south until something, and then head milk from there.
Okay, so it's south, because they both have S's. South, Salonika. Okay, so look for the S. South, Salonika. And then north until Denmark. And then after that, he's pretty much on his own, except for his compass and his bundle. Right. Character setting the escape. The very last thing we're going to be looking at is the themes, which we also did at length. Okay, I don't need all of them, but tell me, what themes did we come up with during this novel? Think carefully. Not friendship. It also starts with the F though. Not fear. It still starts with the F, so Mishka. Freedom. Very important. In fact, I would say it's the most important theme in the novel. Because if David did not do what he did, he would never have attained, understood, experienced freedom. His entire thing is about being free, his entire escape. The entire book. Freedom. What else? I just need two more from you. Violence. Okay? Violence in the camp. Violence between the characters. David experiences violence when he is beaten up by a boy. Okay? But he does not retaliate because he does not believe in violence. Anything else? War. He is kept in a concentration camp. Okay, that indicates war. So, I know we've just listed the themes here, but it's important to remember you need to know why. Tell me why freedom is a theme. Tell me why violence is a theme. Tell me why war is a theme. Why? Okay, so you've got to look at that. And this brings us to the end of this particular map. Any questions? No. Right? So we've looked at Whitney's Kiss, we've looked at I Am David.